Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today evening, and for everyone who's joining us from US, thank you for joining us for this early morning conversation. This is going to be a very fun and interesting conversation. Let me introduce myself. I am Survi Jain. I am part of the University of San Diego India admissions team, and I'm very happy to be joined by some special guests today from the US team here. Let me just start this by giving you a brief idea of the event flow. I'll quickly introduce the programs and the University of San Diego. Then I'll hand over the stage to Professor Anna Marbut, who is the guest speaker for today's event. And we will have the interesting conversation about AI careers and where the industry is going and why is the industry changing overnight and how is the curriculum keeping up with it. And then we have a good amount of space for an audience interaction. I know a lot of you really want to have a conversation directly with the faculty, so that is the space for that. And we have a surprise guest for this session. And just stay tuned. I think you'll have to wait another 2 minutes before I tell you about this surprise guest. So most of you already know, but a little bit, very little bit about the University of San Diego is that we were founded in 1949 and we have been ranked among the top 50 best colleges in the US. We are very proud of the rankings that matter to us, which is regarding the quality of life and the learning experience of the students, right? Which is, and also something that we talk about a lot is the ranking of the most beautiful campus. Who said pursuing your masters has to be done in a cold cold old institute? It can also be done on a beautiful campus which has sunshine 300 days of the year, and that is University of San Diego. So for all of our tech professionals, the globally recognized master's programs that we are seeing a lot of enrollments from India are the ones that you see on the screen. The Masters in Applied Artificial Intelligence, Masters in Cybersecurity Engineering, Masters in Cybersecurity Operations and Leadership, and Masters in Engineering Management and Leadership. And out of these, all of these are available in the online format. Out of these, two are available also currently in the on-campus format and the hybrid online to on-campus format. These programs have been running for the past 10 years, and they have been awarded with multiple recognitions in the US and considered the best masters in AI and cybersecurity by leading publications and rankings. And we are so proud to see our Indian family growing for these programs as well. Today, specifically, we are speaking about the Masters in Applied Artificial Intelligence, and for which the program director is Dr. Ebrahim Tarshizi, who is also the program director for the Masters in Applied Data Science program at University of San Diego. And the delivery format, as I told you, is online, on campus, and online to on campus. Well, this is the program that everyone wants to pursue. This is the need of the hour. So it is available in all formats because we want to reach out to as many working professionals and students as we can, as we who can really leverage this master's program. There's a little bit of a curriculum overview. I think most of the people on this call probably have done a deeper dive into the curriculum than this. So we can get into those discussions shortly. Before we get into that discussion, of course, something, if I don't mention this, it'll be remiss. All of these programs were started not in academia, but they were started in the industry. So, a quote that Dean Chell often likes to share with us is how, when he wanted to start these programs, he went to his friends in Meta, in Google, and in Netflix and asked them, who will you hire? What are the skills that the industry will hire today? And from there, the program curriculum was built. And he got on board industry practitioners like Dr. Ibrahim and his super team of faculty who really understood the industry requirements well. And as you can see on the screen, there are just a very few names of faculty come industry professionals who are behind the programs offered by Shiley-Marcos School of Engineering. And last but not the least, the India Torero family has really been growing by leaps and bounds in the past few months, and we are so proud to have some leaders from the top companies that are mentioned on your screen in India. And the cohorts are both the online programs and the people who are now moving on to the on-campus programs. Very interesting cohorts. We see, at least in the online programs, we see 70% learners are above 10 years working experience. Some of them are also people who've probably done their masters 10 years ago, but need to be relevant and want to really get a master's that will help them build their next 10 years of leadership in the world of AI. So this is the kind of cohort that you would be joining if you decide to go ahead and if you pass all the hurdles that are between you and that. Okay, so it's time to for me to introduce our speaker, Professor Anna Marbut. She is a professor and adjunct faculty at the MS in Applied Artificial Intelligence. And of course, along with that, she's also a machine learning engineering and data scientist at Submittable. There is so much to her profile. I think I will request Professor Anna to give a detailed introduction about the kind of work that she's been doing and about her technical focus areas, and tell us a little bit about the interesting projects that have been going on at her end. But before I share the limelight with her, let me also introduce our surprise guest for the day, Professor Ebrahim Tarshizi, your academic director. He is also here with us today. And as I mentioned earlier, the program director for both applied artificial intelligence and applied data science. It's truly like a privilege to be here today with you, Professor. And thank you for taking out time to be here with us. You will be supporting Professor Anna, of course, in this conversation. And the students are lucky to have you for a one-on-one in the conversation, in the Q&A session as well. And of course, with all of the responsibilities that Professor is currently upholding at University of San Diego, he's a very active advisory board member at Daroke Medical Solutions, and he's also a visiting scholar at many other universities. How do you do it, Professor?
Very good. So, first of all, I think you did a fantastic job in terms of running the session. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Second of all, is very busy for us. You know, we have the largest master's program at University of San Diego. Professor Anna is going to also provide some information about University of San Diego. You know, in general, that's very important for us, for any organizations that we want to join, can be our in a career, can be a company that we're gonna work for, or even for the university that we want to study, to understand the mission of that university. And also, each program in US is very important to have a mission. And we don't provide the mission because of we need to do that. No, we put so much thoughts and energy to make sure that our mission is very aligned with our bigger organizations. For example, the mission of the program of AI that we have is going to be along with the University of San Diego. And again, providing some general information about University of San Diego. And if you don't mind, I will provide some information for University of San Diego. And Anna can talk about our curriculum. So the idea is that we have a very friendly conversation today. And some of you guys already joined our program. Some of you guys is evaluating if I should spend money and come to United States and study in this university or not. And I will provide so many good information can help you for a better decision making today. And again, I'm was international students when I come to United States in 2009 and I studied three master's degree and one PhD. And also work for the different universities. I wasn't always in the universities, I work for the couple of startup companies, and also I work for one of the national labs in the country. So I had the privilege to work for both government sector, private sector, and also working in universities. And my previous university was Michigan, was public university, Michigan Tech, and also University of San Diego is a private university. So I have a taste of the different dynamics that's happening around the universities, so on and so forth. And I will also provide some information about our master's program. In general, keep in mind, University of San Diego, it is a very good, strong teaching school. We are not research school. Unfortunately or fortunately, it doesn't matter. We don't provide PhDs or we don't provide postdocs. Or our faculty, majority of them coming from industry, they are not full-time research professors. Many of them, they don't have a research grant. If you are, we are hardcore teaching schools, and we are very pay attention to providing teachings. For example, give you very general information. If you go to so many other universities as a master's student, by the way, getting the funding from university in United States in level of master's program is extremely difficult. And again, things are changing right now. Dynamic is changing, funding are very limited. But keep in mind, if you go to any traditional university, you're going to have 2 years of the master's program, technically 4 semesters, summer off. You can work and, be an intern in the summer. But the first 2 semesters, you take courses, and maybe half of the third semester take the courses, and then you have one less uh, semester, you do research. And the research, no teaching involved. Then you have to go read the papers, try to do the research. And technically, you are taking less coursework, more thesis work. At University of San Diego is totally different. We will make you to take 9 solid courses and one capstone. Capstone, it is a very small version of the thesis. You will do whatever you're gonna do research, you're gonna publish, you're gonna whatever you want it, okay? But it's going to be only 7 weeks, 2 months, rather than 14 weeks. And instead of that, you have to take 9 courses. In traditional universities, you're not going 9 courses. They're not going to teach you 9 courses. They're not going to provide 9 courses options for you. But we do that. And these courses are very solid. We teach from A to Z AI, constantly changing our curriculum. Our university is a private university. That means that is little bit premium, little bit expensive than other university. But the advantage is we are very flexible in terms of updating curriculum. You might see a university providing a master's AI in United States with the $20,000 cost, but when you go check the curriculum, they're not gonna teach you that much. Okay, they repackage a master's degree from different department. For example, I'm gonna borrow 2 courses from computer science, 3 courses from business school, and 1 course, and they are not aligned to make it very good cohort master's program. We are not like that. We developed the masters in data science and AI from scratch. When we designed, we didn't have such other degrees that we can borrow the courses. We totally design everything to make sure that is very aligned with the industry. We have a strong advisory board, and the other beauty thing is that majority of our courses that will be taught online in United States is with working professional, not with full-time professors. We don't have so many full-time professors. We have only 3 full-time professors and 30 adjunct faculty. Majority of the adjunct faculty working for the top-notch industry and companies. So that's the reason they come back and tell, hey, I run this course this semesters, and in industry, this is what we are teaching, and this curriculum is old. Can we update that? Can we put course into production and cost us always $20,000? to update one course. And I said, sure, let's put course into production, revision, update that. So this is why we are one of the best program out there. Other universities, if the professor is full-time, if they get a chance to buy a book, to learn about things and teach themselves, and then go to so many approval process, and as soon as they get the approval to update the course, the material is old because AI is constantly changing. So this is why I believe we are offering one of the best curriculum in the entire universities in the United States. And the other reason is that when we starting to providing the masters in AI, it was in 2021, 5 years ago. It no that no not no one, but the little people knows about masters in AI. It was before Chat GPT. People didn't know what's the difference between data science and AI, but we had, okay? And we had a vision that the masters in AI and data science gonna be different, and companies gonna constantly hiring those students. But at that time, think about that. We offer MATLAB, we offer R. We didn't have LLM, we didn't have agentic AI. We had IoT, we had big data. And these terms actually constantly are very changing, and they go away. And we come back. We right now very focused on cloud computing, LLM, and also LLM engineering, agentic AI. We are teaching one of the earliest programs in the country to offering agentic AI. I think right now only if you go Chat GPT or Gemini, search it, you will see that only less than 5 or 10 universities have the standalone individual agentic AI in their curriculum. So you have to choose what I'm choosing. I'm going to go to the University of San Diego, and we are private university. We are expensive, I'm telling you in advance, but we are providing premium curriculum, and also our program on campus is only 16 months. Is accelerated master's program. A master's program traditionally should be 24 months, but we not waste any time. Okay, when you come to United States, start your program. We're gonna back to back work with you. You're gonna take so many courses, and then you, if hopefully when you graduate, we already build up your e-portfolio, your GitHub. Of course, depends on you, and we're going to help you providing opportunities, and hopefully you can get the full-time jobs. Or if you decided to come back to India, definitely you can do that. And again, at the end of the program is we're going to make sure that we're providing the quality education, constantly updated curriculum, nice beautiful campus, beautiful city of San Diego, the second largest city of California after LA. Of course, San Francisco and the neighborhood is large, but the San Francisco is smaller than San Diego. And this, we have the hub of biotech companies. So many biotech companies is around here. We are very good at working for these, specifically defense company, also hiring so many of our students. We have Qualcomm. It is very well known for designing chips, and right now they are focusing on designing AI chips. So we have a very good area of nice, best weather of United States, good beaches, good food, Mexican food, culture diversified, very safe city, and also very large city that brings so many good opportunities. In addition, that's in the state of California. So let's talk about our curriculum. I'm gonna hopefully don't be easy on us today. Okay, I want you to bring so many hard questions, try to answer. I want you to be proactive, get the best information out of us yourself. That's the idea. Let's do that. Professor Marbot.
Thanks, Dr. Tarshizi. Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here today. Glad to meet you all. So, as Suravi mentioned, I am a professor of practice, mostly in the applied AI program. So, in this master's program, I do also sometimes teach in the applied data science program. Um, but this is the AI program is kind of my focus. My background, yes, like I was working in industry. It's actually been a few times. I'm now a full-time professor. But I was working at a small tech startup called Submittable, and I did kind of everything data machine learning for them. So everything from, basic data analysis and data engineering to doing machine learning and setting up some. It's been a while now, so as Dr. Tarshizi was saying, things have changed in the last few years. So the kinds of models and systems I was working on getting set up for them are now ancient technology, um, but I have been full-time faculty for 3 years now, and am also working on wrapping up my dissertation for my own PhD. Actively, I will be defending in just a couple of weeks. So my own personal research. So for that dissertation and just for my own interests, I'm focused largely on kind of explainability, interpretability of large language models. So focused a lot on looking at those models' internal weights and mechanisms, trying to understand how they go from input to output, and what we can do to try to understand that better as they become a more important part of our everyday lives. So I'm actually located in Missoula, Montana. So if you come to the on-campus program, you won't see me there. But if you're in the online program, you'll have me for a couple of classes, and then either way, you'll probably have access to some of the content that I've designed in the program. I've worked on a few of the different courses in there, so you'll see me one way or the other. Um, Let me go ahead and share my screen. I've got just a few slides. So I think a lot of this has already been covered by Dr. Tarshizi and by Suravi, but as Dr. Tarshizi mentioned, the University of San Diego has its own set of missions, and then we've done quite a bit of work to try to align our applied AI program within that mission. And so, a big part of that for us is making sure that it's applied. So we want to have you guys leave the program with really good practical skills, practical knowledge, things that you can apply in your future careers. And then we also have a lot of focus in the program. So every course will cover something about the ethics and morals of using AI, social good and designing AI. How can we, as we are producing professionals who are going to be working in AI, how can we get you guys so that you are adding good to the world instead of, whatever the alternative to that is. We want to make sure that we're producing people who are going to be using AI responsibly and making the world a better place with these skills. So on the screen here, there's a long list of the different faculty. These are the faculty who've been involved in designing the program. And so as Dr. Tarshizi mentioned, these are all but three of us are currently working professionals, people who are working in the field of AI from all kinds of different applications, so they have different roles, head of machine learning, managers, but also, individual contributors, people who are actively working in the field. And as Dr. Tarshizi mentioned, they are very active in helping us make sure that the curriculum is up to date. So these are people who are using these tools every day in practice, in the industry. They know what is being used, what isn't being used, what's useful. What do students need to know to get hired after graduation? So these people are very, very skilled, knowledgeable, and are going to be helping us make sure that our content is up to date. So every course in the program is a project-based course. So we have content, normal learning content. You'll have textbooks, you'll have readings, you'll have lectures, all of that. But in every course, the assignments, sometimes they're more like work assignments where you're filling out like a Jupyter notebook. So doing coding and working on things, a regular assignment where they have something specific for you to do. But some of them are more open-ended, where you get to choose, these are things that you're interested in. And then your final project So we don't have final exams in any of our courses. They all have final projects, and those are all going to be, practical hands-on experience for you guys, things that you can put in your portfolio after graduation, things that would be interesting for an employer to see. Oh, they have experience working, with this tool or with this kind of data or whatever it is that you choose for the specific course. But instead of doing an exam, which is not, in real life, as much as we in academia, there's a place for exams in certain parts of academia, but in an applied program, it really doesn't make sense. When in real life are you doing something that looks like an exam? So having something, your final projects all be projects, that was a big decision for us, that's something that we wanted to focus on. For your toolkit, the kinds of tools that you're going to be using, as I said, they get updated regularly, but you are going to be coding in Python. So all of your courses are in Python, which is kind of the industry standard at this point. There are, it's some people who are still working in other languages or doing, C or Perl, Rust, other things, people who are deeper into the developer side. But for most people who are doing machine learning AI applications, it's all going to be done in Python, and that's what we're using. You'll also see, we have some, I'll go over the specific courses in just a second, but there's an ML Ops course, so you'll be working with AWS there. You'll see some other tools, so you'll get a chance to work with generative AI. So we are doing our best. This industry sure moves fast, but we do our best to keep up with that development and make sure that you guys are getting exposed and having experience with all of the most updated tools. And so in addition to the technical skills, learning what all of the different models are, how to build them, how to apply them, we also do have a focus on the soft skills. So every course has a component of teamwork involved. And I know, when I hear that as a student, there's an internal groan of, oh gosh, I'm going to have to work with my teammates. But it is really important. It is a skill. It's something that is hard to do, and it's something that we focus on. So you'll learn how to communicate with your teammates, how to drive a program, and we have a lot of content that's focused specifically on managing an AI based project. So project management for machine learning for AI projects looks a little bit different than project management in other fields, and so there's quite a bit of content in the curriculum about that as well. So the specific curriculum, I'll just go through the courses that we have piece by piece. I don't want to overload you guys too much with details about each course, but I'll give just kind of a teaser for each. And then, of course, if you have specific questions, feel free to add those into the Q&A or in the chat, wherever, and we can get to specific questions about curriculum, kind of depending on what your interest is. So the first two courses are kind of the foundational courses. So we have an intro, probability and statistics for AI. So this is a basic probability and statistics course, but it's all focused around the application to AI. So you'll be looking at, probability distributions, the basic statistics, things that are, behind the scenes in your AI models. What is the math that drives the machine learning, that drives the AI, that drives your neural networks? That's kind of what's going to be focused on in that course. And then the intro to ML and AI is looking more at those specific tools. So just an introduction. What are these technologies? What are the names of the models? What do they do? What is the difference between traditional machine learning and AI? What is that distinction when we're talking about that? So that's kind of what's going to be covered in that course, and just like a teaser to all the different things that you'll see throughout the rest of the program. Then we have Agentic AI Systems, which is actually a new course for us. As Dr. Tarshizi mentioned, we're one of the first programs in the country to have a course on Agentic AI. it is, in my opinion, the future of AI. It seems like that's where, when we're talking about applied AI, that's where everybody is going. This is the tool that everybody is going to be using. I know in my own work, it speeds up the development. It is just crazy, the amount of work that you can get done when you're working with an agent. So we want to make sure that our graduates have experience doing that. That is going to be the thing, in my opinion, that people in industry are going to be using more than anything else. So that course is going to cover, everything about how do the agents work, all the way to, how do you build something with agents. Neural networks and deep learning gets into the nuts and bolts of those neural network models. Everything, the models that are driving all of these today's big AI agents, everything. So what is a neural network? How does it work? How does the information get passed through? What's kind of the math behind how these neural networks work? Natural language processing and generative AI. So that is going to be an introduction. You'll have a little bit of an introduction to traditional natural language processing. How do we work with text data? And then how does that feed into large language models? We'll go over kind of the basics of what a transformer model is. That if you don't know, that's the architecture that is behind all of the large language models for today. And then specifically, how does a generative style large language model work, and some beginning kind of applications for that. And then that next course, the LLM engineering, is going to dive even deeper into that generative AI piece. So how do we use LLMs in practice? So this, if agents aren't the next thing, LLMs are certainly they're the current thing. That is the thing that everybody is currently, so excited about. In industry, if you're doing something with what we would call AI, it's almost certainly going to be an LLM today, whether it's for computer vision or for language or whatever your application is. LLMs are kind of the kind of model that you're going to be working with. And so this LLM engineering course, it's another new course actually, and it's going to be focused on how do you actually apply those, how do you work with the tools to use an LLM in industry. Then we've got applied computer vision for AI. So this is going to go over kind of more detail about the kinds of models that are used in computer vision, and then applications for those models. So thinking about, processing video data, processing images, doing object detection, all of that is going to be in this computer vision for AI course. And then we've got a standalone course on AI ethics. This, I think, is one of the things that sets our program apart from other AI programs, is we have a strong focus on making sure that our graduates come out and that they're going to be doing responsible work with AI, that they know what the issues are, how to address them, kind of what the state of the industry is, what are people doing in terms of regulation, but also how can you, as someone in industry, make sure that the products that you're shipping out are not going to be doing more harm than good. In the final courses, we have a course on machine learning operations. So this is that one that I kind of mentioned, where you'll actually be working in AWS and doing basically a practicum on how do you get a model. You have your trained model, and that's kind of what we have for the rest of the program. But once you have that trained model, how do you actually get that into production? So the machine learning operations course goes from model, it takes you through the whole pipeline to being able to serve your model, do updates on the model. How do you do machine learning or AI in production? That's kind of the focus of that course. And then your very last course, of course, will be the capstone project. And like Dr. Tarshizi mentioned, this is a much smaller portion of your program than a traditional master's thesis, and it's also applied. So as Dr. Tarshizi was saying, other programs are going to be largely focused on research. You probably will be part of a lab, and you will do whatever research your advisor is doing. So in most masters, most like research focused master's programs, you don't necessarily get to choose your thesis project. You kind of do whatever your advisor is doing, and maybe you get to put your own spin on it. You have an idea for it, but the research your topic itself is usually kind of chosen for you. In the capstone project, it's really wide open. We have a few, things that we boxes that you need to check to make sure that the project fulfills the course requirements. There needs to be some element of training to the project, so we need to demonstrate that you've kind of demonstrate the skills that you've learned throughout the program. You will be writing a fairly comprehensive report about your project, so you'll have some experience writing a professional or academic style paper. But the project topic is totally open to you. You get to choose whatever you're interested in. So you get to pick the industry, you get to pick the data set, you get to pick the kind of model. So if you're interested in computer vision, do a computer vision project. If you're interested in natural language processing or LLMs or agents, any of those things are open to you. So that is one really nice thing about the capstone project as opposed to a master's thesis, is it really is focused on whatever you want to do, whatever you think would be most beneficial to you in the future to have as a portfolio item. That's what we want you to work on. And we'll do our best to support you in whatever that is. So I think that's all that I had for the curriculum. Dr. Dr. Tarshizi, did you want to talk a little bit about the on-campus facilities? I'm not that, being from Missoula, Montana, I'm not as familiar with campus as you are.
Sure. I think thank you so much for providing good information about our curriculum. This is important that students knows that, for example, majority of our curriculum is solid, and we are providing what you really need to know from the industry. And we don't provide, elective courses that much. Okay, that's something that you. Oh, sorry. There you go. I'm coming back. Can you hear me? First of all, I think you did a fantastic job. This is extremely helpful. Thank you. One thing you have to consider that our program is very solid in terms of the curriculum, and we're providing what you really need to know. Let me give you examples. In 2014, when I was a student in university in data science, and I think majority of you guys are also coming from analytics background or software development or CS background. So you already know about those problems. Even I went to the university, it's a good solid university in the United States, and machine learning course was elective. And many students, because it was a hard course, because they wanted to keep the GPA, they didn't want it to take the machine learning. So it's 2026, and I cannot imagine now if you become a data scientist or AI practitioner and you don't know machine learning and you never take a machine learning. So elective or providing so many type of elective is not always good, specifically for junior grad students, because they don't know what the best for them to take. Specifically, you take some course which is easy, you think that your GPA is good, but no one really cares that much about your GPA in the United States. They care about if you can crack the job interview in AI or in data science, how good you are at programming, how good you are at explaining the concepts, those stuff. So what's happening technically, then you might not take those courses, and then when you're not going to be career ready. So what happened then after your graduation, you struggle to get the job. That's the reason we have solid 9 courses, and we believe that's the best that can help you to become a career ready type of graduate in these fields. And this is why we don't have elective courses. I don't recommend it. I wanted to have a solid, 6 courses, 7 courses that make sure that they provide and build up my strong foundation in the field. And we provide 9 courses, which is great. In terms of facilities, we have one of the best beautiful campus in the United States. And by the way, I don't, I just wanted to have interaction with you guys. Please use the chat and chat to everyone right now. If you are listening to me, any places in the world or any places in India, and let me know that if you are joining our campus program or you are joining online program. Okay, I just wanted to know if we have any campus students coming to United States in fall 2026. 6, which we're going to launch for the first time. So we have a very good centers, we have facility centers, we have a wellness centers, we have one of the beautiful gyms and also pools. You can use all of those facilities. And also, just between you and me, don't share with anyone. This is funny story. We are not type of university that you go to the campus and you see that, yeah, McDonald's. I'm gonna go and eat in McDonald's or something. No, we don't have that many chain restaurants. We have very specialized, fancy restaurants that providing good quality foods. And even I do remember, if you go and search and Google, you see that even universities send their chef to India to learn about Indians cousins, and when they come back and make the very nice Indian foods. So this is what we are in a premium, solid, and again, if you are on campus program, you can enjoy any facilities that we have from the wellness, from the library, you know, so on and so forth. In terms of the lab, I don't really know what the AI lab would be, honestly. Maybe supercomputer center. And when you have access to cloud computing, even you don't really need to train so many models on your computer. Cloud is everything, and it's going to be future of the AI, definitely. And we have Ideatom, which is a very nice big room that the students and grad and undergrad can sit down, do the assignments, work together. Is a collaborator rooms. We're going to have a very large classroom for only graduate students. We're going to have a major, so the first semester, we're going to offer 3 courses because we're brand new. So it's going to be 2026, 3 courses, and I already hire very good adjunct faculty, 3 of them working for the industry. But keep in mind, if you're online or on campus, we are providing the course content to the instructors. For example, if you are India, you're not going to take courses with American professors. You're not going to, any of the professor we present, not going to be and teach you on online. Courses are asynchronous, but they record the video for you. They record the computer lab sessions for you. But we will hire local professors in India, which can be very cost effective. Everything is about the cost and income. You cannot financially should be everything makes sense. We don't have the government support or government funding that providing behind of what makes sense business wise. And we're going to hire very good adjunct faculty in India with the cost effective way, but we are providing the content for them to teach. We provide whatever we teach in the United States, and that's on Canvas, our videos, our lab sessions, our assignments, our quizzes, our final project. All the content we provide the same standard high quality material to the Indian professor, and he's going to run the course, which is going to hold the office hours and hopefully providing some guest lectures for you guys. But the content is providing for us with the local professors that make us financially doable to do that. And if you are coming to United States, of course, we will have a local professors and local full-time AI practitioners that we are still providing the same good content for them, and they teach you in the class 3 times per week. You're gonna sit down in the class like a traditional universities, and they're gonna teach you every time 2 hours, and you collaborate with the teams. We have so many also local students. We have international students. Hopefully, we can get students from China, from Middle East, from Europe. I know I have at least 10 local students, majority of them coming to the full-time master's program. You're gonna collaborate, you're gonna meet them, you're gonna exchange the culture. So everything is going to be fantastic in the campus program. And if you are online program, of course, the cost is super low compared to other costs that we have. But like I said, we are providing the local professors, and also you're gonna work with only local students. Okay, that's what we do. So anything that we can do uh, any questions? And there are a couple of questions. I try to answer so many of them.
I think let me take some questions now. I think we have some coming in, but thank you so much, Professor Marbut, Professor Tarchizi, for that introduction. I think you already answered a lot of questions, but I loved the fact that you brought out the aspect of us being a teaching university, and in line with that, something very important being that all cohorts are really maximum 25 to 30 students. And
Yes.
I've spoken to so many alumni of the MSAI program, and so many of them have told me that Professor Abraham takes an interest in your life, in your career, in your aspirations, and he wants to ensure that you're succeeding, which is what happens when you have a small cohort, right? The peer to peer interactions and the student to faculty interactions are super high. And that's something that, being a private university, we can really ensure that that happens, and there are only 30 students in each program, being on campus or online, really. And yes, of course, the curriculum and the experience being almost the same. In terms of curriculum, of course, being on campus is a beautiful experience, but the online curriculum has been designed so carefully for it to not just be a passive viewing of recordings, but instructional designers have found ways to keep it engaging for you, right? And to ensure that you are learning by doing. And the applied aspect of the program is something that we take so, so seriously, right? Let me stop talking and let me take some questions now from our guests here. Um,
A couple of I can answers. Somebody asked me about transferring online to campus 2000 fall 26. Unfortunately, we're not going to fall 2026. We are going to focus on full-time students in fall 2026. So that's going to be our priority for the students come to our campus. Other questions that I saw that I can answer them about, yeah, if you are online students, yes, I think certificate will mean that the diploma will be shipped to you. You don't have to come to campus. But if you're online students in India and you're graduating, we invite you to come and participate, come and spend if you want it. And if you can get visa, if you're coming to United States, more than welcome to attend our come and spend. And we have some celebration. We have before commencement party, something like that. So yeah, that's what we do in terms of the practice with our online students. But Surabi, if you have other question you think and we can answer, I will be happy to make
Yes,
sure
yes,
that.
definitely. I think we'll take another one. But just to add to the aspect of welcoming our online students online for the commencement ceremony, they're also invited for the 2 week immersion program, which is going to be created so that you can meet the lovely faculty, you can interact with the vibrant San Diego industry, and you can maybe also speak to a lot of the alumni that work and live in Silicon Valley. So that's a very interesting 2 week program that has been 2 week immersion program that has been devised for our online students, and I see a lot of online students already applying for that. So that is something for them to look forward to. Let's look at a question um, that I received today. Actually, it's not in the chat, but it's from a student whose name is Bipin. If you are here, Bipin, you can join our conversation. But Professor, his question is, how is the AI program curriculum helpful for someone who wants to build AI models and not just use them? And linear algebra, reinforcement, and ML algos, such as gradient algo, are they covered in the course curriculum?
Professor Marbut can answer that question.
Yeah, so so our curriculum is set up to do both. So we do focus on using AI, so kind of pre-built models, and that's what a lot of people in industry are doing. But we also do give you the theoretical and the practical experience of building models from scratch. So in each of those courses, I think in the specifically in the, I'm just going back to the list, going in the neural networks and deep learning course, natural language processing, computer vision, all three of those courses, you're going to be building models from scratch, training them from scratch. So you'll learn about all of the individual components of the models, how to put them together, what the algorithms are that drive each of those pieces, all of the different hyperparameters, how to tune them. So yes, we definitely cover all of that if you're interested in more kind of the technical side. But we also have in our curriculum, how to use those pre-built tools. That's what the LLM engineering course is going to be driven on. The agentic AI those two courses are going to be more focused on, we have these tools that are already existing, very powerful. How do you apply them in industry? So we kind of try to do a balance of both.
Okay, thank you for your answer. I'll move to the next question. I think Shivam has asked us about ROI. I think that's a very important question on all students' mind. So, for a student who's looking to pursue the on-campus program, what are the career options available in the US for in AI roles, and what are hiring managers looking for?
That's a very good question. I can take that one. So where we are doing, technically what I'm thinking, a good AI practitioner, when they graduate from our program, they can take so many type of positions, from AI engineering and machine learning engineering to AI even scientist, which is more technical and research oriented type of positions, to even if you are very good at SQL, we don't teach SQL by the way in the masters in AI, but if you know data engineering from your past career, you can apply for data scientist even after graduating a master's degree in AI. Some of these majors have overlap. You can be a good computer vision practitioner. You can apply for the job such as right now many people are looking for the product manager and project managers who know the AI or using AI or even AI related product managers. So there is so many options available, and you can choose from super technical to non-technical. And again, one thing that you have to consider that if you become a student in United States, it's much easier and low cost effective that the company apply H-1B and work visa for you. If you're out of United States, even work for Amazon, and if Amazon wants to apply a H-1B visa for you if you're outside the United States cost them over $100,000. There are not so many companies will be bring you to United States if you even work in the top-notch company in India. But when you are enter United States as a student, you definitely have the opportunity to apply for the CPT and OPT, and of course going to H-1B visa. Also, one good thing that we have only one elective course for the students who want to do further and in-depth research on campus, only on campus. And then they can take that course and then they can apply for PhD. We prepare them for apply for the PhD. We have also, even our program is not research oriented. Right now, I have so many students took our master's program online in United States, and right now there are PhD students in United States in different programs, computer science. We don't have a PhD in AI right now, that many universities, but they all go to the systems engineering, go industrial engineering, or even to the majority of them go to the CS or computer science. So that's we provide as options for you. The option is very available, but honestly, on campus give you better opportunity because you will be in the environment, you meet so many people. There is a meet up. I do recommend, I will definitely get students come to my campus. I will show them some tricks and what they can make better contacts, how to build up the resume, and when they graduate become very good job market or career ready applicants. That's what we do for our students. Somebody says that if you don't mind, I can read the question that can be faster if you don't mind.
Definitely.
So I'm from the mechanical engineering background. I don't have anything about the coding. This is the degree good for me or not? Now, so majority of our AI students, they do have CS background and software development, or they are very good at using Python coding, hardcore coding, software development, MLOps, or they all have a very good background in other fields. If you want to switch your major from to those, you have to prepare yourself. You have to go through so many certificates, perhaps, to become very competitive. Because when you come to United States or become online students, when it puts you in the team of two or three and do the final project, because the AI is the sport is a teamwork project, so you don't want it to feel like I don't know this concept, this what the guys is talking about. They are AI or CS background. No, no. So if you're gonna switch your career, definitely I switched my career also in United States. But my suggestion is that prepare yourself before into jump into masters. We are providing a master's degree. That means that in the 2 years, we're providing a black belt of the AI for our students. And if you don't have the blue belt or green belt, you have a hard time to get the black belt. And if you get the even black belt, you're not going to be a good black belt type of people. That's very general information, not regarding our program, like a brotherhood to you. If you want to switch your career, you need to prepare yourself first for the fundamental, whatever they didn't teach you in the bachelor degree, and then try to apply for the master's program.
I think
Uh,
I'll just call out the next question quickly. I think we are on time, but if it's okay, we can extend
yeah,
this
it's
to
okay
another
for
10
me.
minutes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Ankit here asks us, given the hybrid structure, do students still meet eligibility requirements in time for summer internships, or do they typically miss that cycle?
No, I think they will have the options in terms of transferring from AI to on campus. And this summer off, so what I do recommend every my students, we're gonna make sure that they apply for the job and internship. One thing that we are planning to work on, that we're going to hopefully have one person full time to for our program, start to reaching out to the companies on around the city of San Diego. I mentioned that this is the profile of the students we have, this is what they are learning, and try to see if we can connect them with some positions. But again, it's not like, I'm gonna come to our campus, give me these students, I'm gonna go do the internship. No, no, you still have to compete with so many other people in United States. United States, everything is based on the competition. It's based on your quality. And you can do that and you should do that. That's the mindset that you definitely should have it. And yes, summer, open-minded. You can do the research. You can work for some of the professors if they have research available. You can work for companies and get the CPT. Definitely is possible.
And also how much access will the students have on campus with the advisory board and all the faculty that who are themselves practicing, and are there opportunities for internships there?
Absolutely, that's a good question. So we have a very strong alumni. So I'm counting on my alumni more than anything else, because alumni is always wanted to return to our programs, and we have many strong that are working for the company. I do have one of my alumni just graduated. He's 51 years old, and that's his third. He's going to establish a new company, and he's going to be his third IPOs and two exit company. He's super rich. He's very successful, honestly. And during the capstone, he used the agentic AI, building a platform. And right now, he's raising $1 million, $1.5 million. That's the first round pre-seed grant that he's going to raise for it. So you will see that this type of students a lot. I do have a students graduated. He was 20 years of the experience in last few years working for Meta. He had 30 uh, software engineers under his umbrella when he was in Meta and other companies. And I asked him, hey, come back, give me guest lectures, hire a couple of our students, check our resume. And we have this type of students. Majority of many of alumni send me the curriculum, send me the job post they do have, and ask me to share with my students, and my students apply for those. So we have this type of opportunity for sure. And in terms of accessing to the faculty, yes, faculty will be on the class, show the quality of your work, show the quality of your assignment submission, show your quality in the final project, and then, build up your relationship. Say, hey, but not only teach me how what's happening in the real world in your AI company. In addition, do you have a positions? Can I apply for that? I promise I'm gonna deliver. I'm not gonna cut the corners. I'm very good doer. I'm the person who's going to always providing the high quality job. So that's going to be definitely helpful for you guys to establish a relation. Like I said, if you go to the traditional university, you're dealing majority with the professors, but the professors they not specifically have the industry network. While our professor, if they are coming from industry, they do have connection with the industry. Also, somebody asked about research. I have a computer. What do you recommend? Aviation. That's someone. Am I missing? I think that type of questions by Sanjay. My
Yes.
suggestion is that your capstone. Focus on your capstone and build up your polish the idea. Make sure that during your capstone, at the end of the project, at the end of the program, you build up a very good, nice project for your portfolio and your GitHub. That's my suggestion for online learning, Sanjay Kumar. Am I right?
Yes, of course. Thank you for answering that. We have another question from Varun Shesh. I would like to know the skills I need to know before I start the course to better prepare myself for the program.
Absolutely. So we have a very good list of material. I'm not sure the Indian unit of our has. We have a
Yes.
self-assessment. Self-assessment is a very nice exam we're designing for all of our students. You should be able to take the test between 1 hour to 4 hours offline. No chat GPT, no computer, no even internet. And is have you teach you very good content, general maths, basic statistics, basic programming. You take and if you made the mistakes, there is another link that teach you about that concepts. And go through the self-assessment closely. Try to make sure you masters that one. Very good at the statistics and probability. I do recommend. Even one generic course on the Coursera on Udemy. However, they are not grad level courses. If they are providing in the large language model or Gen AI, take them. Udemy has some of the good courses with basic to machine learning. Andrew Neck has so many good videos on the YouTube for free. Go and watch them. Okay, again, they are not grad level courses, the Coursera Udemy providing, but they are very good in terms of give you a taste. I recommend that before jump into big master's program, have a very good still background in machine learning, basic statistics and probability, programming, Python, and these skills can be extremely useful for you guys.
I think just great that you mentioned these assets because my next question was about this. There's a lot of people who are learning on the job as well as learning from all of these free resources today, right? Is that
Yes.
enough to keep up? And why should a person do a master's? Shouldn't they just continue doing on the job learning in this era of AI?
So technically, in the job, you don't really understand the foundations. The job does not pay you. Honest, we will be very honest answer. The job does not pay you to learn. The job pays you that you deliver. So for so many of the things that you need to go and learn, teach yourself and come back and deliver. And that learning is going to be stressful, is going to be so many quick things that you just can't deliver the job that they wanted. But in the grad schools, you start very good foundations, very good understanding of the courses content. We teach based on the books, we teach based on the top-notch tools, and also networking extremely important. Learn how to do research. That's the skill set the job does not teach you, but the grad school teach you. There is a big difference between undergrad and grad. And again, grad can be master's or PhD. These skill sets that you learn through delivering, doing a good literature review, identifying a problem. Undergrad does not teach you identifying problem. They might teach you problem solving. Problem solving is different from identifying problem. You go and work for so many companies, they wanted to establish an AI. They don't know what's the problem is gonna be. They said that we don't know problem, we don't have a problem, please leave. You don't want this type of job. No, Let me help you sit down with your teams, optimization, logistic. We will find the problem, and then we're gonna solve the problem. And that's going to see the benefit of the AI and autonomously operations. And again, this is the skill sets that grad school is gonna teach you, be honest with you, not undergrad. Even undergrad, you do the thesis or the capstone, whatever you do under your grad is only problem solving, which is a good thing. In many engineering school teach that. But problem identification, be a good researcher, be a good scholar, try to think more than what's happening through the courses. Collaboration, communication, delivering high quality job is going to be best part of grad school that it has taught me in business school, engineering schools, and science school when I got my 3 master's degree. And then I become a better engineer. I'm not sure if Professor Anna Marbut also has something about these things. What grad school teach them that the undergrad does not, or even the job does not teach them?
Yeah. So I think I would say a very motivated person who already knows how to learn could potentially learn everything that they need to know on their own. There are a ton of resources out there. Like I'm not going to beat around the bush. There are tons of resources out there. You probably could get everything. Um, but the thing that you get out of grad school that you don't get when you're, teaching yourself off the job is that we have put everything together into one place. We've compiled the different resources. We have the textbooks. We have the lectures. We have designed the curriculum to build a solid foundation and then give you the individual pieces. If you want to do a project on something, you can build off of what we've given you to do that project. Whereas if you're doing it on your own, you might have the idea for a project and you might, start off with a project and you can ask ChatGPT, what do I need to know to do the project? And it'll give you some information and you can go, get piecewise. But there might be pieces that we have in our curriculum that you wouldn't even consider. So I know that, this is for my own experience. When I'm starting and learning something new, a lot of the time it'll be like, oh, I have a specific project that I want to work on. How do I get to the end project or the end product there? How do I get to the deliverable, the thing that I want? And it's kind of like, well, there are these topics that are like related, but like I, I just want to finish. I want to do the thing that I'm excited about. And so you focus on it and you can get a product and you might understand 75% of what you do to get there. But that other 25% might be something that's actually really interesting, really valuable, something that an employer would be interested in knowing, something that might spark a new idea, or an optimization. So I think that is the main thing that you get out of doing it in a complete program, is that we are giving you, a complete curriculum to support your learning rather than just this piecewise, like, oh, I want to know this. Oh, I want to know this. Oh, I want to know this. So I think that's the biggest benefit.
Definitely. And I just want to add two things to this. One is that the conversations that we see in our online cohorts, on any topic that is being taught is, one person is from a pharma company and there's another one who's got his own startup, and there is another person adding to the conversation from the aviation industry. That kind of conversation is not something that you can do on your own when you're learning a project online at all, right? So that just makes you think in ways that you would never have really thought. And also, if I was to do a master's today, I would definitely want a dynamic curriculum. I don't want it written in stone today for the next 2 years. I want, preferably, leaders from Silicon Valley tweaking the curriculum as I go along, as I'm working. If I'm doing the online program, as I'm working my day job, I want somebody to be looking at the curriculum for me and ensuring that I am on top of my game, right? So I think those two aspects are so beautifully designed into this program.
So, what Andro Georgie is used to teach is a very good question. I had to Google it and see what they exactly mean. Yes, we are providing project-based peer evaluation. You do the discussion, you will do the final project, you work with the different people, and also, it's for majority of for working professionals. I have a few professors, even in India, taking our master's degree in the CS department, taking our master's degree in AI in India, and they are, mature people, and they are very dedicated by interaction every week. Promise we will keep you busy. So you're going to spend a good amount of 20 to 22 or 25 hours per week in terms of delivering a grad level content. American education system is going to keep you very busy with the assignment, with the material, to make sure that you learn as much as possible. Son Jum asked about, is it fully funded? No, we are not fully funded. We are private university, and again, we don't have research grants that similar some of the university they might offer, and they give you very solid project, and you cannot choose what you want it to work. We're not like that. We are not a research university; it's a teaching university, and also we provide a scholarship. How much? I'm not really sure, but I think in the early years of the program, because we're establishing very good, we're providing a very good generous scholarship. We're providing a very good package such as dorms and stay on the campus, close to campus. You don't have to travel a lot. You don't have to buy a car. This stuff is very important. We're providing is not fully funded scholarship. No, for sure is not. Yeah, no, definitely not.
Thank you so much, professors. Thank you for taking out time on a morning. It's quite early and you're in San Diego, but thank you so much for being here. I think this has been a very interesting conversation, and a lot of questions were answered. I request all the students whose questions we couldn't answer to please write it to us on the email that we put on screen, and we will request Professor Ibrahim as well as Marbut to get us your answers. And how is it, professors? Thank you so much for being here with us.
Absolutely, it was fantastic. Thank you so much for moderating the session. Thank you for Professor Marwat for providing very good information. And thank you for everyone attending. Okay, please stay in touch. Regardless, if you are not going to be part of our program, feel free to add us on LinkedIn. We love to be connected with the people, build up our relationship. And if you're coming to our campus and looking forward to shaking your hands in fall 2026 and enjoy the best beautiful campus of University of San Diego.
Definitely. Yes, I always like to end any webinar with a huge best of luck to everyone who's here. The fact that you've put out time at 9:30 p.m. on a Wednesday to think about your career, your life, your journey, really already puts you amongst the top 5% in the country. So, congratulations and a very huge best of luck. Whatever is the upskilling journey you choose for yourself, I really hope you are ahead of the curve in these times of AI. Thank you so
Thanks.
much, everyone.